What's up YouTube, this is Collect Pokemon and welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'm going to talk about Paldean Fates. And would I invest in Paldean Fates? Yeah, let's find out. And if you really want a simple answer, would I invest in Paldean Fate? The answer is no, I would not. And the reason for that is not because it's a bad set, it's a crap set, not, everyone is, fire selling it at this point. You can get it for 35 US dollar on eBay if you buy an entire case. It's not that. It's not because it's a bad set. It's just that specialty set actually takes a long time to mature. And even if it does mature, the rates of return or the lump sum of return, it's not as high as I want it to be. And because of this, I will be very, very cautious in which type of special, when I say special set, I mean sets without booster box, that I put my money in. And to be very honest, if anything, I would put my money in 151 than Paldean Fates. And yeah, and it's just as simple as that. It is a simple and logical calculation. And in this video, I will talk about some numbers. Behind me, I'll show you guys some numbers, and I will talk about what I find. I'm not someone that is new to special set. Actually, it is what my first investment in Pokemon, my so-called investment in Pokemon, is a special set. Here's the time when CP now tells you about the story about collecting and how his endeavor in his YouTube life, how he made like, I don't know, hundreds and hundreds of video, and there's only like 12,000 subscribers, and he wants more subscribers, so that's why you guys should subscribe now. But yes, this is the time when I tell you about my story. It all started with this. This is the Generations Elite Trainer Box. It looks very, very similar to the Celebration Elite Trainer Box, which looks something like this. One says 20 and the other one says 25. Because this is the 20th anniversary of Pokemon and they released this Elite Trainer Box. Now, back then, this was 2016. I still remember buying an entire case of this, and I said to myself, I'm going to open 5 of them or 6 of them, and I'm going to keep the other one sealed for investment purposes. Well, to be very honest, I haven't sold any at this point. But the last time I checked, which was today, the price of the Elite Trainer Box of Generation has finally hit around 550 US dollar. After, do you know how long this is? 7.9 years. Almost 8 years. Damn, I feel so old right now. This finally hit $550. And I mean, in terms of investment, if you take a look at the table behind me, it's really not that bad. We're getting an annual return of around 35%, which is actually quite a decent investment. And to be very honest, if you look at specialty set, the older specialty set, I'm not talking about the most newest one, because when people think about investment in Pokemon, they really are really short-term minded. And to be very honest, you're not really going to get a good return for Elite Trainer Box, especially if you don't plan to keep it for around 4 to 8 years. Actually, did I even know this? No, I just knew it now because I was making this video. The next set that actually came as a special set, actually Generation was the first special set that actually came in an Elite Trainer Box. All the other subset like Double Crisis or even the Legendary Treasure from Black and White, they don't really have a Elite Trainer Box. So this is the first set that has that Elite Trainer Box as a special set. And the next set that was released was Shining Legend. Shining Legend was released on October 6, 2017. Currently, it's around 6.3 years old, and it is selling for around $300 to $330, which roughly gives an annualized return in investment of around 33%, which is, again, really not bad. Then we have Dragon Majesty. released in 2018 September. The return of investment in this one has been higher, it's around 44%. Because Dragon Majesty was a very, very short printing set, I still remember trying to get a hold of it. It was just really short printed, and it was really difficult. The next special set is Hidden Fates, and even when Hidden Fates was printed to the ground during the pandemics, there was reprints of Elite Trainer Box and stuff. 4.5 years from now, 4.4 years from now, ago, it's still doing quite well. It's still hitting a 32% rate of return. So, these older sets that has been released from that 4 to 8 years period had done really well. But even though it had been doing really well, we still see a huge discrepancy from that 44% to that 32%. And that is a big difference. You need to understand, if you are to sell, offload these boxes, chances are you have to sell it off eBay. And when you sell it off eBay, eBay takes some money off you, shipping costs a lot. So when the lump sum is only around 300 to 500 US dollar, a large chunk of it will get deducted when you're selling it online. Unlike other higher end products like a booster box or something like that, once it hit that $1,000 price range, the proportion of money spent on shipping or fees, just becomes significantly, proportionally smaller than its lump sum. So, that is something that you have to consider, and that is the reason why I will become more cautious in investing in Elite Trainer boxes. So, here comes the fascinating one. Now, many of you guys are telling me, hey, collect Pokemon. The time you came from is over. Pokemon is not like 8 years ago. Things have changed. There's a lot more people into investment. To be very, very honest, you can ask SM Pratt or any older people in this hobby. They can tell you they've heard this so many times. Back then, when I was buying my Munch Pikachus, people were telling me, everyone knows about this collect Pokemon. It's not going to go up. In Japan, all the other cards were selling for super cheap. You can actually buy it for super cheap for like entire year. So, when people tell you it's not going to be the same, I usually agree, because I say, yeah, it's not going to be the same again. Just don't buy. It's better that way. Less of you guys buy means that less of these products will be around, and more money, more investment in the people who believe, like me, would make. So, yeah, but to be very honest, I just think that history repeats itself all the time. So I'm not concerned about how now compared to back then. I mean, I do agree that there are more exposure with YouTube, with many investment channel, talking about how to invest in Pokemon cards, these sort of stuff. But I do believe things are the same. But anyway, I digress. Let's talk back at Elite Trainer boxes. Now, then we have Champion's Path. Every single YouTuber that is talking about Champion's Path is saying that, oh, it's such a bad set. There's nothing but Charizard. Everyone's getting tired of Charizard. But it's doing quite well. It has around a 19% annualized rate of return in investment, which is really, really not bad. By the way, all these, I calculated it based on the base MSRP of $50. If you bought it at scalper price, that's a different story. Now, if we look at Shining Fates, we're losing money. Shining Fates is actually selling at $35. It's actually cheaper than MSRP. 2.9 years, almost 3 years from now, it's still selling cheaper than MSRP. So that tells you, or that tells me that, hey, collect Pokemon. Not all specialty sets are good. Some specialty set might actually be really bad. So that's why I am a little bit more cautious of it now. Followed by Celebration. Celebration doing quite well, only 2.2 years in, and it has a 23% ROI per year. Pokemon Go, another really bad one, 20% drop. Yeah, still staying at 35%. Yeah. Anyway, with that said, things such as 151 Elite Trainer Box are the ones that you should be really thinking or looking at. If I was to spend MSRP $50 to buy the Paldean Fates, I would rather spend that $50 buying 151. If I have to double it, double the amount of money, if I have to spend like what, $35 and then this is $70, I'll still buy this for $70 and I would not buy Paldean Fates because I do believe that not all specialty sets are made the same. 151 really brings on the nostalgia for people, and I do think that 151 will do a lot better. And there is a video that I've been wanting to make, and I haven't. People are saying how bad the Pokemon card market is. It makes me laugh. It really, really does, because 1 year ago, you can actually buy Evolving Skies for $100. It was around 2022, end of 2021, beginning of 2022, or was it? No, end of 2023. Yeah, end of 2022, beginning of 2023. People were saying like, oh, Chilling Reign was bad, Battle Style was bad. Everyone was dumping it. It is usually after this Christmas time, when everyone is trying to dump things. People spend extra money over Christmas. They want to get back some money. Stores need to buy new products. They kept on dumping it. It was just a year ago. And look at where all those other sets that I've mentioned, Chilling Reign, Battle Style, Evolving Skies, where are they now? So now, currently, when we see a very, very cheap set, trust me, it's not going to stay cheap for very long. It's not going to stay cheap for very long. It will definitely go back up in price. Now, like I said, Paldean Fates, I think it is cool. I do think that some cards are good, but it's just that the rate of return will be very, very slow. And I really don't want to hold this specialty box for around 8 years. I'd rather hold 151 for 10 years or 8 years, but I would not want to hold Paldean Fates for 8 to 10 years because I still do believe that you have to find a really good balance when you're investing in sealed products versus graded cards versus raw cards. And I feel like in my portfolio, I am leaning a little too heavy on sealed products, so I will try and cut back on certain sealed products, and Paldean Fates is the sealed product that I would cut back on. So that's my thought. Let me know in the comment section what you guys think. Like, subscribe. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace. This is Collect Pokemon. Bye-bye.